Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away and it's the end of the week. It's Friday. I'm going to be doing the next 6 stages of the Fanhome release of Build E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Now, if you remember, we worked on this body section and we started to put the mechanism in for the neck, which meant we had to create this gearbox here. Now, before I jump into it, I do want to tell you something which I found quite interesting. Now, this is the motor, and if you remember what I had before, when I plugged it in, and just so you know that this whole unit here is completely jam-packed full of grease. I didn't use the grease that come with it. I got a proper grease for it, just to make this a lot quieter. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on, and I want you to hear how loud this is. So what I'm going to have to do is just turn off my filters that I've got on the microphone here. Hang on a second. Just so you can see how loud this is. So you ready? That's really loud, even with all that grease in there. But if I was to reverse the polarity of this, check this out. So have it the other way around. Ready? Silent. Still working, as you can see, but absolutely silent. So what I'm going to do, I think, is when it comes to mounting this or actually plugging it in, if I find out it's too noisy, I'm going to switch the polarity. All that's going to mean is when I press down on the remote, it will go up. When I press up on the remote, it will go down. But I'd rather have this nice and quiet like that than what you're hearing, which is like that. Now, I don't know if I installed the worm gear backwards. I mean, I'm never going to get that out again or what. But as you can see, that doesn't sound nice. So that's going to fix that little problem there. But if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and there's also a QR code on the screen. You will have to check your territory to see if that is available. Remember, this time next week, I'm going to be in New York at the New York Comic Con at the invitation of the folks over at Fanhome. So if you are there next Thursday at New York Comic Con, I'm going to be at the Fanhome booth. So be sure to come up and say hi. But I'm going to jump on this now. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Look, brand new cutting mat. I told you about this, didn't I? Okay, stage 39. Here we go. Here's the magazine. Ah, look, I'll be right here. Okay, so we're going to be adding some parts now to that motor that I've just been playing with there. So this is looking like that. And that is the rest of the magazine. Let's do that now. So all the parts for stage 39 are in here. Look, it's only, by the look of it, a couple of parts, so I may be bundling some stages together. I think I will. So just for chapter reasons on YouTube, I will bundle these together. Let's get this one done first. And the first thing I want to do is I want to take these two sections here, and quite simply I'm just going to be putting them this way round. They're going to be sitting on top just like that. Just zoomed up my top camera a little bit. Now, I'm not joking with you. I'm telling you, the amount of grease I put in that box, if you were to open it up, it's just going to be a full caked out section of grease in there. And I thought that's what was causing the noise problem, but it's the polarity. So I really do think I've put that worm gear in the wrong way around. But, I mean, it's fixable. It's not a problem. I just have to switch the polarity, I guess, later on. It's an easy thing to do. So, it is what it is. But if you do have that massive chatter on your gearbox, I'm guessing that is the problem. But there you go. I like to show you problems and then also show you how to fix problems. Right. Now it's this side that I'm interested in at the moment, because that's the side that I'm going to want to face out. If I bring over the gearbox that we had, you can see this got a hexagonal pattern in it. It's just going to be going over the top of that, sitting in like that. And once again, I've got this really big screw to put through the top. So just a case of screwing that all the way in. Perfect. And then while we're at this stage, I am just going to plug this in again, just so we can see how that's sounding and making sure that that turns, which it does, as you can see. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So as I said, I am going to bundle a couple of stages together because I'm not sure what we're actually... I haven't even looked at the magazines. Looking like this. This spaceship is amazing. I'm glad I got the chance to build that. We've got the belt drive here now with some screws and washers. So we're going to be putting this into place onto this massive section here that we've been building. Getting the screws and washers into place. So this is now looking just like that. I think that's what we're going to do for these. We'll bundle 2 stages together. And this is the rest of the magazine. Perfect. So the way this drive is working is very similar to how I got my 2001 A Space Odyssey Space Station 5 space station to spin. Exactly the same way. In fact, exactly the same belt. Now, you're not going to believe the way we've got to start this off. This is crazy. Okay, you remember what we just did about 5 seconds ago? We've now got to take that out. I'm wondering if we had to do that to just sort of like cut a thread, I guess. But yeah, we have got to take this out now. That is crazy. Okay, leave that to one side. I've brought over this section here now, and I'm going to just zoom out my top camera so you can see what I'm doing. I want it this way round. I'm going to be putting this cable here through there. I'm putting this in kind of like at an angle here. It is tricky, but as you can see, you can get it in here. Because what's going to happen is once it's in, it's going to be into that position just there, like that. That's how it's going to be fitted in. Now at the moment, I've just got the wire coming out the bottom. I can trace that round should that need to be moved later. But you can see just on the top camera that I have got the screw holes here, which I'm going to be mounting this to. If I put that way, gravity is going to keep it in place. Now to put this in, I've got a screw and a washer. Just hold that into place again. And get these in here. So I'm going to put one in first. There we go. That's holding that into place. And then as you can see here, I've got 3 more to put in. Now when you put these in, you don't want to put them in too tight because you need to be able to slide this up and down. It's going to work like a tensioner for the belt. So when we put the belt on, we're going to be able to adjust the tension to make sure that belt's nice and tight. So as you can see, that's in, but I am able to move it up and down until I put that belt in. And now talking about the belt, we're just going to be putting that over the top there. Making sure this is as far up as it can go, and then taking this part of the belt that we just took off, wrap that round the belt, and then put that onto that gearbox. And now you can see why you want to lift the gearbox up and not have it in tight. So that's on there. Tighten the screw up, so you can see how that's looking. And then when you're happy with that, push down on the gearbox so that this is going to be as tight as you can get it, and then you'll be able to tighten these screws up here. And there you go. If I show you on the top camera, that's what that looks like when it's in position. So once again, I'm going to check that to make sure that works okay. So putting in the plugs at the back here, and then turn this on. And as you can see, working good. Working good. Okay, that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 41, I'm probably going to bundle these 2 together as well because I've just seen what's in the pack. That's all we've got. So I'm going to be putting this onto this, which is going to shield and put the motor pretty much embedded in that frame there. And that's all we're doing. So this is why I'm going to bundle this with the next stage. Let me just bring that over as well. This is stage 42. Here's the magazine. As you can see, we've got the upper chest frame now that we're going to be putting on that motor, and that's all we're doing. You know what? I think I'm going to bundle the last 3 stages together because there's not a lot to do in all of them. As a matter of fact, there's another stage after this. I didn't realise how far we're into there. Let's see what we've got to do here. We're doing the same on the other side. Yeah, I'm going to bundle the last 4 stages together. Looking like that. And then finally, in stage 44, this is the magazine. This is the last stage of this pack. I love that little guy. We just got these side parts to put in as well. So we should be able to whiz through just these 4 packs here, or 4 stages. Let's do that now. So here's stage 41. And the first thing I do is I'm going to take these 2 sections here, and quite simply, this is just going to piece onto this section, just like this. Now this is a push-in. So that's one side, and that's the other side. Takes some pushing to get that in. Bring over this section here that we've been working on. Let's zoom up my camera just a touch. This is going to be going into the 2 holes either side here. So when I push this in, it's going around this way. Again, it's going to take some pushing to get it in, but I just need to line it up with the holes just on the side here, like that. They're held in with these large screws here. So let me just get one lined up. That's perfect. So I've got one in there. I'm not going to make that too tight until I've got the rest of them in. Once again, I am using a PH1 screwdriver here. It's going to make this job a lot easier. Perfect. Now I can make them nice and tight. Turn this over, and on this side I'm going to do exactly the same thing. This is going to be going in here, and it's going to shield that belt there. Once again, putting these screws in from either side. Putting one in each side just to line this up, because that's probably the hardest bit of this, trying to figure out where the hole is. There we go, that's perfect. And then I'll get the other 2 screws in. Perfect, so that's that stage done. As I showed you, stage 42 is part of the chest frame here. And again, bringing over this section and having it this way round, these pieces, just so you know, are exactly the same. So we're going to be putting one underneath, just like that. And they're going to be held in with the screws, which I've got here. I want 2 of these, and they're going into these inside positions here. Definitely need a PH1 screwdriver, because these are quite hard to drive in. And then what we've done on one side, you've guessed it, we're going to be doing on the other side. So as you can see, that's the end of that stage. Here's the parts for stage 43. And it's pretty similar to what we did at the start of this bundle of stages here. I'm going to be taking one of these. Doesn't matter which one, because they're exactly the same, but I am going to be clipping this to that. Now the pictures aren't really giving it away. See, I couldn't figure out whether they should be this way round or this way round, but I swear in the pictures they've got them that way round there, looking like that. Now I do believe these are for cable tidy, so I don't suppose it matters what way round they go, to be honest with you, because obviously when we put this on, and I'm bringing that over here, this is going to be going into the top here, just like we did for the last one. Now I am looking at that, I am wondering, so the cutout sections are facing each other here, but it's these that I don't know if they are the right way round. I've got a funny feeling, again looking at the picture, that it may have to be round the other way. Does it make a difference? I don't know. The way I figure it, the very up section here, where it's pointing upwards, is pointing away from this part here. So I'm going to have it this way round. I don't know if that's right, but that's what way I'm going to have it. As long as the semicircular parts are facing each other, we'll see if that's going to cause a problem later. But once again, putting these into the side, you'll find once you've got one screw in, it should, he says, line up all the others. And because it's hard to make out in the pictures, to me, this may be wrong, but to me, it does look like, because I've got this one going down and this one going up, it's sort of like if I put a mirror there, symmetrical. And I'm guessing that's how that's going to look. So I'm hoping that's the right way round. Okay, we're going to take the other side now, though. Again, we're going to mirror what we've got here. So this one's going this way round, so the cutout is in the middle. That's going to be going into the section just there, once again held in by these screws this side. It's the initial lining them up which is the hard bit, and I think I've got that one though. So again, once you've got one in, you're on to a winner. So this is the last screw just going into the side here. Perfect. Just put that to one side. And open the last stage here, stage 44. And something slightly different on this one, we've got a connecting shaft to put in, which is just going to be going into the end like that there. Now, just move that to one side and bring this over here. What I want to do is push this shaft through this section just here. So that's going to go on like this. Get in there. Perfect. Going to put the top of the shaft on. That's going to keep that into place. A little bit fiddly, as long as you can keep hold of it. And then I'm screwing that in with the 2 screws that come in this stage. Once I've got this one in, it won't want to break apart. I'll make that tight in a second. Let's just put the other one in. And there you go. That's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So I'm going to keep it this way round so we can look at this from the top camera. And I'm going to plug it in again. So the thing is, E.T.'s head's going to go up and down. So what I was talking about at the start of this build was about the noise of the motor. Well, it's not going to matter, because in one way it's going to go silent and in the other way it's going to be quite noisy. Because check this out. As you can see, that's raising now. It's raising the head up. Now, if I was to keep it that way round and keep it running, because it's on a cam, the head will go back down again. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a limiter switch or anything like this, which is going to stop it in position. But that's basically wired up with the polarity reversed. Now, if I was to reverse that polarity again, to make it the correct way that it looks like it's wired up, we're going to get exactly the same thing, but very noisy, which I don't want. So that's why I'm going to be playing around and probably having to switch the polarity later. You never know, it might be like that anyway, but that is the end of that stage. Now you see, without seeing the rest of the build, I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but obviously if you have it just going in one direction, the head raises up and then goes down on its own. I don't know if on the remote we can actually control going up and down, or if we just keep our finger on the button and it will do it itself. We'll have to see that later on. But a few mechanics in this one. Greasy fingers. That's how it's looking. Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. There's also a QR code on the screen, but I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.